There was actually, I meant to say this earlier, but I'm going to read it now because we're talking about Trump. Trump had a quote today on Gaza on October 7th.
Wonderful.
And I think it's worth it to read it here. And the question was, could Gaza be Monaco if rebuilt the right way? That's an actual question, by the way, that was asked. Could Gaza be Monaco? Trump said, it could be better than Monaco. It has the best location in the Middle East, the best water, the best everything it's got. It's the best. I've said it for years, when I've been there and it's rough. It's a rough place before before all the attacks and back and forth, what's happened over the last couple years. And I said, wow, look at this. I mean, they have the back of a plant facing the ocean. There was no ocean as far as that was concerned. I don't know what he's talking about. They never took advantage of it as a developer. It could be the most beautiful place, the weather, the water, the whole thing, that climate. It could be so beautiful. It could be the best thing in the Middle East, but it could be one of the best places in the world. And, there are other civilizations. I don't know if you know this. It's crazy, but that's been a rough neighborhood. That's been a rough place. Underneath that, there are two other civilizations where they were wiped out, they started over, and they build on top. And I just think, there's a lot to kind of talk about there.
Is he talking about Pharaoh?
But Trump's view of things through the developer lens and the winning and the business deals and, that's all he thinks about, right?
Yeah.
That's all he thinks about.
Yeah.
So if there was a deal for him to open up, if it weren't for those pesky Iranian sanctions, right, and he could get a Trump Tower in Tehran, his ass would be fucking doing it.
It's funny you say that's a crazy quote, but it really
it's very upsetting.
I know
so
where he got a lot
in
of that. In fact, I know where even whoever was interviewing him got that question. His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has very famously been on record repeatedly calling for Gaza to be redeveloped as like beachfront property, and in fact for the Palestinians to be put into the Negev desert, like just bulldoze part of the Negev desert, build a concentration camp, and put all the Palestinians there, and you developed Gaza as a beachfront property.
So basically rebuild Gaza.
But for property developers from Israel and the U.S.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
The trouble building on all of that, there's too many fucking toxic chemicals and toxic waste there. It's going to take them forever to be able to make that habitable.
There is this stupid, like lefty cope or whatever about like how could Trump be any worse? I don't know if it'll be worse in terms of people who die. I don't think it would. I think that the same amount of people will probably die and will back Israel to the hilt. But I do think, and like this isn't me voting for Kamala Harris or anything here, but I do think that like the aftermath, it might not change, but the U.S. like actual like funds going into it would be different if Kushner was in there too, because Kushner and Trump are like also part of this weird like Bin Salman fucking like Kushner chills with Bin Salman, like he plays Fortnite with him, and like which by the way Bin Salman does play Fortnite. Crazy for a guy in his 30s to do.
That's so undignified.
I know, bro. You are in your 30s. Do not do that. It
prince.
was better when you chopped up that Washington Post fella. Just kidding.